Hi friends, look at this adorable whimsical snowman we're going to make today. It was so fun, and let's get started, all right? So to begin with, I'm using this chenille yarn that I bought at Hobby Lobby, and I actually got the cones in a 2-pack at Hobby Lobby as well. You can get them at the Dollar Tree and they're the same price. So I'm starting. And also these 4.5 by 4.5 inch wood planks that you get in a 6-pack at the Dollar Tree. And I'm making that the base of the snowman. And then I lifted it up here and he fell off. I didn't wait long enough, so I had to put him back on. And I didn't put him exactly in the center, but that's okay. So as you can see, I'm starting partway down, maybe about 1/3 of the way down, because the top part is going to be his hat. So I'm just gluing as I go. Just going round and round and round. And I'll keep going till I get all the way down there. And I'm keeping the rows right close together. I don't want any of the styrofoam to show. I just want it nice and puffy and fluffy looking. As you can see, I'm getting down to the bottom, so I'm just gluing it and sticking it in there. And I keep going around and around, even on the wood board. And like I said earlier, it wasn't exactly in the middle, so some parts I reach the end of the board sooner than I do the other side. But I just keep going around until the whole square board is covered. So where there isn't any board left, I just glue it to the previous row of the chenille. And just keep going round and round and round and picking off glue strings as I go. And I'm just about done. I just need to go around probably one more time, get those last couple corners. Hold it on there till it stays good and adhered. So I just cut it off, glue it on there and secure it really well. And that's kind of where I'm going to make it the back. So now I'm taking this black chenille yarn that I got at the Dollar Tree. I have several, they have many, many colors, so I bring them home and use them a lot. Couldn't find the end. So I found it, and so I'm just going to do the same exact thing, but it's a little harder with this thinner chenille. If I would have had some of the black chenille, like the thicker stuff I bought at Hobby Lobby, I would have used that, but this worked just fine too. So I got a finger protector and put it on my thumb, and I'm just going round and round again, but going upwards. And I decided, since it was showing so many glue strings on this black chenille, that I would use this. This is actually Tombow liquid glue. I use it for all my paper crafting, but it worked for this as well. So I'm going around using mostly the Tombow glue, but every now and then, once or twice around, I put a little dot of hot glue just to make sure it's all on there securely. And it's just a process. I just keep going round and round until I get closer to the top. Keep securing it on with that hot glue and make sure it stays put. And as you can see, I'm getting to the top. So now I'm getting some of this aluminum wire I got on Amazon. Just getting a piece, using my wire cutters to clip it off. And I'm just kind of swirling it around my finger. I'm just going to make it the top of his whimsical hat. I'm putting a big glob of glue and gluing that down in and pushing it clear down in there. So now I proceed with the chenille again. Again, just going round and round, and I will gradually taper in there. Gradually getting smaller as I go up. And I've reached the wire, and I still wanted it a little more tapered instead of a sudden really thin wire, so I kind of went around that part a few times and just made it blend more. Just wanted it more of a blended taper. And then once I get to the wire, I just keep going round and round for ½ inch or so, and then I go back down it, secure it with some more glue, and then just kind of repeat this process as I go up. So I kind of go up around it and then back down it a little bit. Just thickens it up a little bit. And like I said, if you would have the black chenille that matched the white chenille, that I'm sure Hobby Lobby has it in black, then that would have been more of an easier blend. But this works, and it looks so cute in the end. So now I'm just going round and round that wire, gluing it every so often. There you can see I'm going up, ½ inch or so, and then I go back down it. And then after I get it the way I want it and all the way to the end, I end up bending that wire and positioning it just the way I want it. Once you reach this point, it's really easy to just keep going round and round and round it. So now I'm at the end, and I clipped that wire a little bit shorter. Again, just going round and round and round it. I'm just going to cut it off and glue that little end to the end of the wire. Hold it where I need to and just cut the excess off. And there's his whimsical little hat. Well, it's not quite done. So now I'm going to use some black felt. Got this at Hobby Lobby. Just folding it in part and just kind of deciding about how big of a circle I need. And this is going to be the hat brim. And I opened it up and could see it, needed trimmed down a little bit. Now I'm cutting a circle out of the middle. And that wouldn't quite go down far enough, so I opened it up just a little bit more. And that was perfect. That's the brim of his hat. Needed trimmed up a little bit. There was some oblong pieces, kind of. Wanted it more of a complete circle. So cute. Now I'm just gonna reinforce it, so putting some little glue spots underneath it and gluing it down to the chenille. So cute. I've got some red and white ribbon that I got at Hobby Lobby. Had to think for a minute. I'm just going to glue this starting in the back. I kind of decided what way looked the best, what I wanted for the front. I'm just gluing it around the brim of his hat. And securing that end in the back as well. Got these carrots at Dollar Tree in the spring. They're perfect for his little nose, and I just pulled off the little green end. And I wanted it not so bright, so I'm using my Tim Holtz Distress ink and just kind of grunging it up a little bit. Just making it so it's not so bright of an orange. And I'm going to glue the end of that right in the middle of his face. And I'll show you here in just a moment. I have some of this gingham fabric that I bought this at Hobby Lobby as well. Just tore off a strip and deciding how long I needed it for his next scarf. And I'm gluing it in the back just so it stays where I want it to stay. And I'm going to bring the ends around front and tie it on the, not in the center, but toward the right of his little face or neck or body, whatever you want to call it. Then I'm just going to tie it in a knot right there. Trimming up the ends where I want them. Then I'm just kind of pulling out the edges, just kind of fraying those edges a little bit. So I'm using just some masking tape, putting the sticky side up, and I'm putting 3 rows to make a good area so I don't get paint on my craft mat. And I have these little round half wood beads that I got on Amazon. So I'm grabbing 5 of the smallest ones and sticking them to that tape. And I'm just going to use some acrylic black paint and just a little makeup sponge just to paint those really quick. Just putting a little bit on a little sponge and just going around and painting those. Super easy. Just going around and trying to make sure I get all the edges too that are next to the tape. It's kind of hard. Give those a quick dry with my heating tool. And I'm just grabbing 2 buttons that I had in my stash, and those are going to be his little eyes. They're kind of small, so it was kind of hard. In fact, I dropped it right on the chenille, but it worked out. I was afraid it was going to leave a big glob of glue there. It's hard not to burn your fingers. Looking cute. And now I'm ready to put those 5 little half beads and use those as his mouth. So I begin in the center, I put 1, and then I put 1 to the side of it, and then I'll put 1 to the other side, kind of equal, and I do that for all 5 of them, just to kind of make his mouth even. And it would have looked cute to use 2 more of those and paint them black for his eyes too, but the buttons are cute too. I just had this wreath that I bought at Hobby Lobby, and I just use it for pieces of greenery. I just clip what I need off it. I'm just going to put 2 little sprigs of pine on his bow. Just hold that in its place until that glue sets and dries. Looking very cute. Roll up those balls of glue. Now I was trying to decide what little embellishment to put on the knot of his scarf. I was thinking maybe a little Christmas tree or the candy cane. And I was then thinking I'd do this round button, but then I changed my mind again. Decided to put a rusty jingle bell. But I wanted some twine underneath it, so I grabbed some thin twine and wrap it around my fingers a few times. Pull that off and gather in the center, and then I wrap one end around the center a few times. And I'll just glue that on the center of that knot of the gingham bow. Just gives it more texture, another layer. I like it. Then when that's good and set, I'll put more glue, and I'm going to glue that rusty jingle bell on there as well. So we're almost finished with this cute little thing. So I had these little sprigs of little berries, so I cut off a piece, and I'm going to glue those on top of those pieces of pine. Then I'll grab some more of that red and white ribbon, make a little shoestring bow. I was first trying to decide if I would do more of an awareness bow, but I decided it's just easier just to do these regular basic bows. So I'm gluing that right on the center of those pine pieces and on top of those berries. And then I decided it needed one more little sprig of berry underneath the bow. So I just grabbed another berry, but I only wanted one of them, not the pair. So I'll glue that right underneath it. And isn't he adorable? I love how he turned out. And I was thinking I was finished here, but I decided to use some of this wired, it's kind of, paper covered wire. So I'm just wrapping it around and around my paintbrush. Keep sliding it up, and then I'll wrap it some more. Just making a whole bunch of curlicue wired papered ribbon. And I pull it out and I kind of spread it out, and I'll cut that into 3 pieces. And I'm going to glue those in different several parts of the bow as well. Just thought it needed something else, and that just kind of was perfect. Just finished it off nicely. And I really appreciate you taking the time to watch. Please like and subscribe to my channel. And I hope this inspires you to make something similar. And please check out the links below. And you have a whimsical day. And thank you so much for watching. I really, really, really appreciate the support. Again, have a whimsical day. And here is this cutie. I love him, and I hope you do too. Thank you so much.